The title makes a bold promise. 7 days alone will reveal something meaningful about solitary confinement. The evidence. One creator sealed inside a padded white room with cameras, scheduled meals, and the knowledge that leaving is always possible. So the first question isn't whether the challenge is difficult. It's whether the experiment proves what the title implies. Early shots establish the conditions. The room is sterile, featureless, and intentionally monotonous. That's an effective demonstration of sensory reduction. But it is also a carefully engineered production environment, not an institutional prison cell. That distinction matters because the psychological meaning of isolation changes when you retain control over the situation. The video's strongest evidence arrives when boredom stops looking funny. Time markers blur together, routines become rituals, and ordinary decisions suddenly feel significant. Those moments support a modest conclusion. Extended monotony genuinely alters perception and emotional stability. But wait, this is where the evidence gets interesting. The narration begins suggesting a slide toward going insane. That's emotionally understandable, yet scientifically it's a much bigger claim than the footage supports. Feeling mentally strained over several days is not the same thing as demonstrating the long-term effects associated with real solitary confinement. The hidden assumption is that the room itself is doing all the work. In reality, uncertainty, lack of autonomy, indefinite duration, fear, and institutional power are central features of actual solitary confinement. This challenge deliberately removes many of those variables while preserving the visual symbolism. Notice how meals become major emotional events. The footage of food deliveries isn't just filler. It reveals how quickly the mind assigns enormous value to tiny interruptions. That's a persuasive observation because the video actually shows the behavioral shift instead of merely claiming it. There's also a morally strange framing choice. The challenge transforms psychological discomfort into competitive entertainment. That isn't automatically wrong, but it does mean viewers are encouraged to consume distress as spectacle while the title borrows the gravity of a real correctional practice. To the video's credit, it rarely pretends the room is physically dangerous. Most of the tension comes from the subject's own reactions, and that's more honest than manufacturing fake external threats. The experiment is most convincing when it stays personal instead of universal. So what's the verdict? The video proves that voluntary isolation can become psychologically exhausting remarkably quickly. It only partly supports the broader implications suggested by its title because the conditions leave out some of the defining realities of actual solitary confinement. The strongest part of the argument is the lived experience. Its biggest vulnerability is how easily that experience is generalized. Cases like this are why reviews matter. Sometimes the evidence is stronger than the headline, and sometimes the headline outruns the evidence. If you enjoy putting viral claims under cross-examination instead of simply repeating them, come back for the next verdict.